Hey guys, it's Alana with the FriendlyBands Sunshine Loom. Today we're going to be making the bunny charm. You can do a lot of different color combinations, but today I'm going to be doing a purple bunny with white paws. Before we begin, let's pick out our colors. I already have my rubber bands organized in the lid that I put underneath my Sunshine Loom. So this is going to be your base color or your bunny color. I'm going to be using the purple. You can do anything you like. And then we're also going to be doing white and pink. You're going to get 2 blacks for the pupils of the eyes, and then 2 of your eye color. Today I'm going to be doing aqua. Alright, let's get started. We're going to do the ears first. So we're going to start on the start side. You're going to take 2 of your base color and stretch that across pegs 1, 24, and 48. And then 2 rubber bands going forward from pegs 1 to 2. These are all going to be 2 unless I say otherwise. 2 going forward from 48 to 49. And then 2 going forward from 24 to 25. And we're going to go forward for 2 more on each of these rows. So again, these are all 2 rubber bands. Now we're going to do 1 more on the middle row so that it goes 1 ahead, and that's stopping at peg number 28. And then we're going to do our crossbars. We're going to do double loops across the middle here and then the last one. So you're going to take just a single rubber band and stretch that skipping peg number 25. You're going across 2, 26, and 49. You're going to pull, twist, and loop back over. And again, pull, twist, and loop back over. And one more time, pull, twist, and loop back over. And now we're going to be doing the pink insides of the ears, and these will only show up on the front side of your bunny. You're just going to attach, twist, and we're going to be looping these around 5 times. So that's 1 already, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So again, I'll show you that technique. You're going to attach, use your middle finger to twist, and then hold the left side of your rubber band with your index finger and your thumb. Make sure the cross goes all the way up against your peg, and then you're going to wrap around for 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. Then we're going to do that 1 more time. Attach, twist, and loop around for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to put a 4 loop on our last peg here, number 28. So in your base color, attach, twist, and loop around for 2, 3, and 4. And then release that. And this is what your Sunshine Loom should look like after you're done setting up one of your ears. So we're going to use our FB hook and work on step 2, locking our pattern in place. You're going to insert into that 4 loop that you just put down and pull over to the back. And we're going to grab the top rubber band from this rubber band here. You could accidentally grab your crossbar just like that, that's okay. Just put that back. Again, we're going to go into our for loop and pull around the back. And you can stretch out your crossbar so it doesn't get in your way and grab just the top rubber band. And that goes to your inner circle. We're going to go back in, around, and grab the next rubber band. And that should go to your outer circle. And now we're just going to hook forward the inner circle first. So insert your FB hook into this area here and hook forward both rubber bands. And again, make sure you're inside your crossbars. Here's our crossbar, inside of that, and then hook forward. Now we're going to go to the outer circle. So again, we're going to be here and forward. And now we're going to do this crossbar. We're actually going to hook forward. So on the inner circle, take your crossbar and hook that in to peg number 24. And in our outer circle, grab both sides of your crossbar and hook that in to peg 24. And insert your FB hook into your 5 loop. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you're pushing against the back side of your hook only. There's a lot more strength in that part of your hook than doing it side to side. Side to side, your hook is designed to bend more, and front to back, it's designed to be less flexible. So you're going to insert your hook into your 5 loop. You can even use the pointy side of your hook to pull back that 5 loop. Make sure you get all of the pink. And then you're going to grab both of these rubber bands from the bottom. It's a little tricky, there's a lot of tension. And this could happen to you. My rubber band snapped, and this is pretty common with the charm projects because they are so tight. With the 5 rubber bands, there's a lot of tension there. So to fix this, in this case, I have this loose rubber band here. We're going to attach this rubber band back onto this peg. So you want to be underneath your crossbar, and then put that rubber band on, pull your crossbar back down, and from inside this crossbar, you're going to pull forward both of these rubber bands, hold that on your finger, and then you're going back inside all of the rubber bands here. So the purple, the pink, everything on this peg. And then attach, turn your hook so the pointy side faces the base, and pull through, and then just reattach over on this end. Now when we're pulling forward for this particular charm, we're going to make sure our 5 loop is on top of everything else. We're going to get inside that 5 loop again and make sure you're pushing back your crossbars also. And then if you like, you can also pull your FB hook to the side and attach your rubber bands there and then pull through so you can see them. And here sometimes, because it is so tight, I like to attach the rubber bands to my finger and then use my FB hook to release the tension as I pull around. So I get a lot less breaks this way. And then push around the bottom of our pink. Then we're going to do that one more time. So just push back everything. I can go around the side and attach my rubber bands here. You can see they go around the side, so it's easier to see them. And then I attach onto my finger to release a little tension with my FB hook. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding the hook around the peg and then bringing the rubber band with it. So it's a lot less tension and a lot less breaks. Then attach everything onto peg number 24. And we're going to insert our hook into all of the rubber bands on this peg. I'm going to take 2 rubber bands in any 2 colors that are not my base color here. And I'm going to attach those to my FB hook, turn, pull through. And we're going to use these in another step later on when we're attaching our ears, but just for now, 2 different color rubber bands. You're going to grab your FB link and drag that across both of those just to hold this in place. And this is what your sunshine loom should look like after step 2 of the ear. Then we're going to pull from side to side, and you can also release these with your finger just to make sure nothing snaps on the way up. There we go. And then just tug from side to side. And the more you pull towards the pointy side of your peg, the easier it is for them to come off. So then we get something like this, and we're going to just adjust the pink part so that it comes up through the middle and looks like the inside of a rabbit ear. So this may take a little bit of doing. We're just going to play with that and mold them into the shape that we want. Like I said before, the back doesn't have any pink, but the front does. Now we're going to take this and attach it to just any peg at the end near the hook side. So you're going to pull on your FB link, and you can see it makes sort of a little hole there, and you're going to pull that across any peg on the end. Now we're going to do that whole thing one more time. Double loop across, double loop going forward for 1, 2, and 3, and then on the inner circle for 1, 2, and 3, and the middle circle for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to do double loops across, skipping the first 4 pegs. So attach, twist, and loop. Then attach, twist, and loop. And one more time, attach, twist, and loop. We're going to do 5 loops in our inner ear color. So attach, twist, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Attach, twist, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. If this is a little bit fast for you, you can go back and watch the first ear again. And attach, twist, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then a 4 loop on the last one here. Attach, twist, and 2, 3, and 4. We're going to take our FB hook, and we're going to insert into our 4 loop. And grab the top rubber band to the inner circle. Insert again. Make sure you're in front of your crossbar. And pull over to peg number 4. And we're going to hook forward the inner circle. Push back and hook forward. And we're going to do the outer circle, push back and hook forward. We're going to do the crossbar, pulling from the inner circle to peg 24 and the outer circle to peg 24. We're going to go back to the middle circle, and we're going to insert our hook into our 5 loop, pull around, and make sure you're inside the crossbar that you pulled forward. Grab the 2 bottom rubber bands, attach to our finger, and release tension to pull around. make sure we're underneath that pink rubber band. And push back. And attach. And release. And pull forward. Push back. And I had another break. That's okay. Like I said, there's just a lot going on here. So in this case, if this rubber band breaks, you have a lot of rubber bands on this peg. I'm going to just pull that off and hold on to those ends. If this is too hard for you, you can actually just reattach them back onto the outside pegs if this is too complicated looking. And remember, in this case, you're going to be on top of your crossbar. And then you can just pull that through. And then we're going to reattach these two and release our tension and hook forward. We're going to insert our FB hook into all the rubber bands on peg 24. Attach the two different color rubber bands and pull that through. Attach our FB link. And now we're ready for phase 3. We're just going to remove all the way around. I'm going to be a little bit more careful. Pull these forward up here. Okay. And then just gently tug side to side. And then just like before, it's a little strange at first, but then you just adjust your pink rubber bands and pull them down. Okay, there you go. There's our next ear. So we're going to attach our ear just to any peg at the end here. That's just to hold it while we work on the next part of our project. Now that we have our bunny ears attached to the end of our sunshine loom, we're going to do the eyes. So we're going to do our eye color, and we're going to do a double loop, so attach, twist, and loop back. Then we're going to take our pupil color, our black, and we're going to attach, twist, and loop for 5. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to take your FB hook and attach on one side of your eye color, twist, and loop back over once, and then pull around twice. So again, I'll show you that one more time for the second eye. You're going to attach, twist, and loop. And then we're going to take the black and attach, twist, and grab one side with your index finger and your thumb, and you're going to wrap that around 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We're going to pinch and just grab one side of our eye color and twist. Grab one side with your index finger and your thumb. You're going to wrap around for 1, 2. And we're also going to do a 5 loop in our bunny color. You're going to attach, twist, and loop for 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay, then we're going to take our bunny color one more time, just a single rubber band. You're going to insert your FB hook into all of the FB rubber bands on one of your eyes, turn the pointy side toward the base, and pull through. Then you're going to attach one end to your finger. You can hold that other end there and pull the eye off of your peg. So you're just going to pull it across. And if you pull it towards the outer circle, so towards this side, it comes off much easier. And you're going to go into your bunny color 5 loop and attach the other end of the single that's not on your finger, and pull through and reattach. And we're just going to remove this. Go back into our second eye. We're going to attach the loose end of the rubber band, turn, pull through, reattach. Then we're going to pull this eye off of the peg. Okay, and you can see you kind of get a general eye shape, but you do want to adjust it a little bit to make them even. And you can play with this a little more as we put this on the bunny, but you can see we have two eyes there and a space in between. We're going to put that onto two pegs near the end of our sunshine loom. I'm doing 22 and 69. And now we're going to work on the nose. So again, we're going to do a 5 loop. So attach, twist, and use your index finger and thumb to wrap around for 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. And now we're going to do whiskers. So on our bunnies, you can sort of see we have little whiskers underneath. That's on all of them. I'm going to be doing my whiskers in white. So you can insert your hook, attach the end of a white rubber band, and pull through. And we're going to pull off that pink 5 loop, and that's his little nose. And then just drag that across any 2 pegs, just to hold it in place. And now we're going to work on the arms of our bunny. So we're going to head over to the start side. So we're going to use 2 purple rubber bands and go from pegs 1 to 2. And then just keep going with 2 rubber bands from 2 to 3. And then 2 more from 3 to 4. So we're going to do 2 triple loops on the end for the paw. I'm going to be using white for my paws, so I'm going to attach, twist, and loop around for 2 and 3. And again, we're going to attach, twist, and pinch, and go around for 2 and 3. Now we're ready to lock our paw in place. So you're going to insert in both of those triple loops and grab the 2 rubber bands of your bunny color and hook forward, and again, and hook forward. And last time, forward. And now you can just take this and hold it on 2 fingers, and we're going to pull that off and adjust your little paw as you like. And then bring that back over to the hook side and just attach that anywhere just to hold on for now. So now we're going to move on to the second arm, and we're going to do that just the same way we did the first arm. So you're going to take 2 purple rubber bands, or whatever your base color is. You're going to go forward from 1 to 2, and again 2 rubber bands from 2 to 3, and 2 more from 3 to 4. And we're going to use our paw color and attach, twist, and loop around for 2, 3. We're going to do that one more time. Attach, twist, and loop for 2 and 3. Then we're going to grab our FB hook and lock our pattern in place. We're going to go around to the back and pull forward, and go back inside and pull forward, and one last time. So now we're going to put 2 fingers in the last rubber band here and tug from side to side. Adjust our paw so all of the little pieces are even. We're going to head back over to the hook side and place that down just on any peg. Right now we're all set to start the body of our bunny along with our legs. So we're going to start with 2 purple rubber bands, and you're going to go forward from 24 to 25. And then again, we're just going to keep using 2 purple rubber bands or whatever your base color is. So just keep using 2 all the way unless I mention that we're using 1 again. So we're going up from 24 to 48 and 24 to 1. And we're going to go forward on the outside, and this part is the head. So we're going forward up to 2, and then 3, and then up to 4. And on the inner circle, we're going up to 49, 50, and 51. And then in the middle circle, we're going to go forward up to 26. And now we're going to do the face. So I'm going to be using white for the mouth area where the nose is going to be. So we're going to go forward with 2 white rubber bands from 26 to 27. And then again 2 more white rubber bands from 27 to 28. And then we're going to take 2 purple rubber bands and go in from both sides. So from 4 and from 51, we're going to go in up to 28. And now we're going to go forward with the body. So again, just 2 purple rubber bands. We're going to go forward first up to 29. And then we're going to go out to the side to our inner and then our outer circle. Then we're going to go back to the middle. We're going to do our bunny's tummy area. So you can see here I did different colors for the little tummy in the middle. I'm going to be using white for the tummy. So I'm going to go forward from 29 to 30. And then 30 to 31. I'm doing 2 purple rubber bands from 31 to 32. Again, these are all 2 rubber bands. Then we're going to go back and do the inner circle, again with 2 rubber bands in our base color, just going forward up to 55 on the inner circle. And then up to 8 on the outer circle. Then we're going to come across into the middle from 55 to 32. And across into the middle from 8 to 32. Now we're going to build our legs. So 2 purple rubber bands, and we're going to go from 55 to 56. 56 to 57, 57 to 58, and then 58 to 59. And we're going to match that leg on the outer circle, so we're going to go forward from 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and 11 to 12. And now I'm going to do the feet on my bunny, and I'm going to do those in white. I'm just going to be doing 3 triple loops, so attach, twist, loop around once, and then one more time. So that's 1, then attach, twist, around for 2, 3, attach, twist, around for 2, and 3. We're going to do that on the other foot as well, so attach, twist, and loop around for 2 and 3. And again, attach, twist, around for 2 and 3. And attach, twist, and around for 2 and 3. We're also going to be putting a 5 loop right here at the base, so attach, twist, and around for 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's on peg number 32. Now we're all set to lay down our crossbars, so we're going to start up at the head, and we're going to actually grab our ears. So we have these ears, and we have the 2 rubber bands in different colors. You're going to slide off your FB link, and your rubber band should just kind of stay there in place. I have my blue and my red. I'm going to pinch both of my blue, in my case, in my right hand, and you want to make sure your bunny ear has the pink side facing towards you. We're going to grab the other rubber band. So again, just make sure our bunny ear is facing towards us, and you can use the 2 rubber bands to pull open this space here, and you're going to drag across, pulling with your right hand, and then pull using your left hand to make it go all the way across the peg. And this is the easiest way I've found to attach the ears. If you have another suggestion, we would love to hear it in our comment section below. I'm going to slide that up just a little bit so I have a continuous pink line there. Okay, now I'm going to grab the other ear, remove my FB link, and I'm just going to take one color in one hand and my other color on the other side. And you want to make sure you get that nice gap in the middle, and that could happen to you too. My rubber band just came out, that's okay. You can just insert your FB hook through all of the rubber bands here, and then I'm going to reattach, turn my hook, I'm going to reattach and turn my hook and use my finger to keep that hole open, and then reattach the rubber band to my finger on this side. So you can see here I missed a rubber band. It's okay, I'm just going to get my FB hook. And go through these middle rubber bands. Like that. Pull out my red again. Reattach, and just pull through. And then I should have my hole there, and you can see that both rubber bands move around and go through all of the rubber bands. So then again, I'm just going to attach and pull. And these rubber bands are just helpers to keep your space open. There we go. I'm going to pull these out. So now I have one bunny ear attached on the inner circle on peg number 48, and the other is attached on the outer circle on peg number 1. Now I'm going to grab my eyes, they're next, and they go across from peg number 2 to peg number 49. And we'll space those out a little bit later. And I'm going to grab my nose and my whiskers, and those are going to go across from peg number 3 to peg number 50. And you want to make sure your nose is in the middle between these 2 sides of the white rubber band. And now I'm going to take my arm and put that at the top here of the body, right where it's right next to the neck, and that's number 52. And I'm going to grab my other arm and attach that onto peg number 5. And this is what your bunny should look like at this point. We're also going to add crossbars across the body. going to do a crossbar in a single rubber band of our bunny color. We're going to pull that across here, going across pegs 53, 6, and 30, skipping these 4 rubber bands at the top. So the top 3 and number 29. And then grab another one of our base color and go across from 7, 31, and 54. And this is what your sunshine loom should look like after step 1 of the bunny charm. We're ready for step 2, locking our pattern in place. We're going to head over to where the hook side would be, and that would be at the base of the feet. There's a lot of tension on these rubber bands, so you want to make sure you're not bending your FB hook to the side. Your FB hook is designed to be flexible, going sideways, and very strong pulling back this way. So you always want to make sure you're pulling with the back of the hook to avoid breaking your hook. And then you're going to go inside here. And what I like to do again is just to attach my rubber bands onto my finger and loosen the tension going around. And it prevents breaking, especially when you have 5 loops that you're pulling through. And we're just going to hook forward the leg and make sure you're inside and then hook forward. Inside this circle here and hook forward. We're going to do that same thing on the outer circle. So remember, use the back of your hook to pull the 5 loop around. Grab your 2 rubber bands, attach to your finger, and release the tension, wrapping your FB hook around the peg as you pull your rubber bands forward. Then we're going to hook forward from 11 to 10, 10 to 9, and 9 to 8. Then we're going to hook from the base of our bunny body. So go inside the 5 loop at the base, and then just pull the top 2 rubber bands to the outer circle. We're going to go back inside and grab the next 2 rubber bands, which should go to your inner circle. I've been doing this for a very long time, so I can easily grab the top 2 rubber bands without any struggle. But if you have any problems with that, you can always pull the rubber bands up to the top here and pull your FB hook out to the front, attach them here, and then pull them around using the same method we did at the feet. So then you just release the tension, pulling the rubber bands forward. Then we're going to insert our hook into what we just pulled forward here and what we pulled forward here. And we're going to hook forward on the inner circle of the body. And then we're going inside all of the rubber bands of the arm as well as everything we hooked forward, and grab just the bottom 2 rubber bands and hook those in. Now we're going to do the same thing with the outer circle. So head back to peg number 8, insert into all of the rubber bands here, grab the bottom 2, which should hook forward to peg number 7, releasing tension if necessary. Then we're going to just hook forward the outer circle. We're just going to go inside all of the rubber bands on peg number 5, and if you have trouble grabbing the bottom, like I said, you can just attach that to your hook, and you can even hold this open so you can see and pull that through. That also relieves a little bit of tension. You're going to head back to the base of the bunny body and push back the crossbar and hook forward his belly. We're going to go back there as well. And then we're going to grab right from here and hook forward to peg 28. Once we're at peg 28, we do have a lot of rubber bands here. We're going to push back everything until you see the rubber bands coming from peg number 4. So you can move it a little to see which ones they are. You're going to grab those 2 rubber bands from inside everything else, release the tension, and hook forward. We're going to go back over here and grab the next rubber bands, which should be the only 2 left of your base color, going into your inner circle. and release the tension and hook inward. We're going to go back inside and just hook forward the face. Then we're going to go back to the inner circle and hook forward all the way to the top of the head. So push back your whiskers and hook forward, and push back and hook forward. And we have a lot of tension here at the ear as well, so be super careful with that. You're going to push back all the rubber bands except for the bottom two and pull these out, and then release your tension. Remember, there are a lot of rubber bands and they're pulled really tight here. And we're going to hook forward to peg 24. We're going to head back to the base of the head, and we're going to hook forward the outer circle, push back your whisker, and hook forward. My eye came off a little bit there, put that back, and push back that crossbar holding the eye, and hook forward. And again, a lot of rubber bands let to see. You can pull them out to the side, put your hook over there to pull them up, put them on your finger, and release the tension going around. And then go forward to 24. Now we're going back to the base of the head to do the middle of his face. So we're going to hook forward and keep that pink right in the middle. And hook forward again. And now we can separate the eyes a little bit. We're going to do that a little bit more once he's off. And then hook forward here. And now, since we have so many rubber bands on peg 24, we're going to insert our hook through all of the rubber bands on peg 24. And I'm actually going to grab 2 purple rubber bands and attach. Turn my hook so the pointy side faces the base and pull through. Now I'm going to attach my FB link. And you can also do a slip knot at the top if you don't want to attach this to anything. And you're just going to gently tug from side to side. And he comes off pretty easily. I like to give him a little bit of help so I don't break anything on my way down. And now all we have left is the tail. Go. And you can adjust him a little bit. He'll need a little bit of help at first. Okay, now we're ready to add on his tail. Make sure you're on the side that doesn't have the pink on his ears. We're going to go to the back, and you're going to grab your FB hook. And there are 2 rubber bands that you hooked forward that are not the white rubber bands, but they are your base color. So you're going to go under the tops of that rubber band. So you should have 4 separate pieces on your hook, just like that, 4 parts, that wrap around this white rubber band here. So they go underneath and around to the bottom. And this is where we're going to attach our tail. So you're going to take 2 white rubber bands and attach to your FB hook and pull a little bit, and then reattach. We're going to do just one more set of 2 rubber bands. We're going to attach, turn our hook so the pointy side is facing our bunny, and pull through. And then we're going to attach the other end, and we're going to pull that end through the tail. And then you're just going to adjust your bunny tail until it looks just right. I usually like to wrap around my loose end, just like so. And remember, we post new exciting projects weekly, so make sure to subscribe to the FriendlyBands YouTube channel for more Sunshine Loom tutorials. We also love to hear from our Sunshine Lumineers, so please comment on and like our videos. You can attach this to a bracelet or a necklace like I've done here. And there you have it. That's the bunny charm from the FriendlyBands Sunshine Loom. Bye guys. See you later.